Gemini Cancer people. Gemini with Cancer. Say you have your ascendant, and to a lesser degree if you have your sun in Gemini, then Cancer will trigger the second house for Gemini. Cancer person can be someone with the sun in Cancer or the moon in Cancer, or say Venus and Mars and Mercury. There are a few planets, but usually knowing the sun is enough. Usually most people know the sun sign of another person. If you're born in June or July, you're Cancer most probably. Your sun is in Cancer. So if you don't know the birth chart of another person, you can just compare the sun to your ascendant sign or your sun sign. So Gemini person ascendant or sun, for them, Taurus will trigger the desire for stability. The second house is the house of financial stability, resources. So Gemini can, for instance, benefit financially by a Taurus person, or Taurus person can, sorry, not Taurus person, by a Cancer person. Or Cancer person can help Taurus put their finances into better shape, or how to manage their resources better. A Cancer person can be, for a Gemini, a good advisor, financial advisor or lawyer as well, or it can be a good friend as well. Second house rules those really close personal friendships that we have with another another person that is always almost like a resource for us, that we can trust, almost like something we can always reach for and have there for us. This kind of, maybe have one or two in your life like that. So Cancer people can have this soothing influence to Gemini people. Not always, there are always exceptions, but this is what generally happens. That they can just stimulate in the Gemini person the desire to be financially more stable, to be more in control of their finances, to have more resources, or to handle their resources better, as I keep saying, and to fulfill their responsibilities better, their practical financial responsibility, to take better care of their family, of their close ones. And the Cancer person can do this by positive example, or by negative example, by being just the opposite, irresponsible or whatever, and the Gemini person feels like, right, well, because my partner is like that, I have to be just the opposite. I have to be more financially thoughtful, more resourceful. I have to be more more practical. So Cancer people will, if you attract Cancer people in your Gemini or Gemini sun, you usually have to know that this person is there to help you, how to teach you the good way or the bad way, how to handle resources, finances, and also how to have more self-worth. Usually we associate physical possessions with self-worth. A lot of people feel worthy only when they possess things. That's not the right way to do it, but the real meaning of the second house is not so much finances, it's the consequence of having self-worth that we attract more financial stability in our life, that we attract more resources in our life because of our own self-worth and how we love ourselves. So a Cancer person can help a Taurus person become more centered, more self-appreciative, and can help him with the self-worth somehow. And let's see what happens the other way around. If you have a Cancer sun or Cancer ascendant, or bigger extent if you have Cancer ascendant, then the Pisces person will trigger for the Cancer person the 12th house, which is a bit of a difficult astrological house. The 12th house is the house of expenses. So the Cancer person might have to learn from from a Gemini how to do expenses, how to spend, how to relax a little bit, leave it a bit large, give more than receive more. In the best case scenario, a Gemini person will be like an inspirational figure for a Cancer, in the sense that they will teach them how to let go and let God, how to relax more, because 12th house is the house of escaping from responsibilities, from worldly reality, from all those serious things of life, all those practical material things. It's just the opposite of the second house, because just like Cancer will have a very grounding and financially stabilizing influence on the Gemini will be the opposite for the Cancer. The Gemini is in the life of the Cancer ascendant or Cancer sun person to teach them how to let go and let God. That sometimes, however much you try things, you cannot always win, and you have to trust the universe, and you have to leave things in the hands of the universe, in the hands of God. That sometimes you need to relax and to let go for things to work out for you, that you cannot make all things happen through your own willpower and pushing things, and that there is a higher dimensions. A Gemini can teach a Cancer that there is invisible worlds, that there is energies beyond our control, and that there are powers or people beyond, or energies, or or worlds beyond our vision, because the 12th house is everything immaterial, everything which is not visible, the invisible worlds, the psychic worlds, the connection to God, to all those mystical things. So a Gemini person can make us Cancer ascendant, especially person, become much more aware of those things in a good way or in a negative way. And Cancer person can also learn a lot from Gemini about compassion. And I'm not saying that Gemini is the more compassionate, but by triggering the 12th house of Cancer, 12th house is the house of giving, of charitability, of feeling other people's pain. So often Cancers can find themselves that they feel much more how do I say, sacrificial and much more compassionate towards Gemini people. Say someone with Moon in Gemini, Sun in Gemini, or for few planets in Gemini. Cancer will feel like they have to help them, or like they're a bit of a victim and they want to give them more. And there is often something that the Cancer person will give more to the Gemini person, will almost treat them like someone in need, or the Gemini person will be really someone in need who comes into the life of the Cancer person to teach them charity, to teach them charitability and giving and tolerance as well. And in some cases, they can be abused of this energy. In some cases, the Cancer person can view the Gemini person a bit unrealistically, because 12th house, as I said, is the house of all the invisible things, all the inner world of the person, the imagination. So the Cancer person can project imagination and ideas and image on the Cancer person which is not realistic. They can look at the Gemini person through rose-colored glasses. And the Cancer ascendant, by doing this, can allow not so well-meaning Gemini people to take advantage of them or to use them a bit more, but that's in more extreme cases. It's not always so. This is one of the possibilities that can happen. So they have to be a bit aware of it, but I'm not telling that if you're Cancer ascendant, all the Geminis will be using you, not at all, or taking advantage of you. It's one of those things. And 12th house is the house of karmic debt and past life. So it's often Cancer ascendant might have something to pay back to a person who triggers their 12th house, which is usually people who have Gemini planets. So Gemini sun, for instance, you might be a Cancer woman and you meet a Gemini man, or a Cancer ascendant woman in particular most strongly, and you meet a Gemini man and you wonder why you're giving much more to him in the relationship than he is, and why you always feel like helping him out, or he might be an alcoholic and you keep being there for them, and everyone asking you, are you mad, why are you still there? And you feel, I don't know, I feel so much love and compassion for this person, or I feel like I have to be there, or or I think he loves me, whatever. And it usually sometimes happens so because you have a karmic debt to pay to that person, and that's why you have to pay to give a bit more to that person in this life than take. And when you pay off enough, you usually would stop the relationship afterwards, and the relationship would dissolve or will rebalance itself. So usually often a Cancer person might have to give a bit more to a Gemini person initially, and there is this a bit unequal relationship, and the Gemini is willing to do more for the Cancer sometimes, and but it's not always in all cases. Sometimes a Gemini can be just someone who you like to escape reality with, because 12th house is escaping all the reality material things, So it's someone you'd like to get drunk with, to get high with, to go and party, to go on a faraway cruise in safari, somewhere. Someone who makes you dream and fantasize all day long. 12th house is the house of imagination, so Cancer will be more willing to project and fantasize about certain Gemini characters with a few planets in Gemini, for instance. And they can be their karma as well. They can be their karma that and also sexual fantasies. 12th house is the house of bed pleasure, so they can have great sex together though, and it's not always such a bad thing. And yeah, I think I mentioned all the things that can happen between the two signs. It's interesting combination. One grounds the other, makes it more practical, realistic, while the other one will make the other one much more out of reality, out of touch of reality, or much more paying attention to the spiritual part of life, to the less materialistic part of life, how to let go, how to relax more, how to give more, how to be more generous and charitable, how to do more for another. Or for instance, a Gemini person can trigger in Cancer person. A Gemini person might be helping a lot in charities, and the Cancer person might love this example and decide to follow that, you know. And in the worst case scenario, the Gemini person can stimulate escapism tendencies in the Cancer person of the worst kind, but let's hope this doesn't happen. Thank you very much.